180, like he comes at you like this. I mean, he just walks up to you and he's like this. And then when you start reaching up and messing with him, he starts pummeling that. Right? All he's looking for is to get his hand higher than yours so he can get his underhook. Right? That's all he's looking for. So he can get here. You know, and then as you try to break the grip and pummel, then he gets his overhook. And then he gets his control. Right? Right, and we get to our spot. Right? So if I've done a good job once I land here, right, I'm already on the inside. So, you know, today we're not going to worry about too much of how to fight if he gains the inside space. We're going to take this through. If we have some extra time at the end, we'll talk about the battle view that'll happen, right? But for now, when I land here, I'm keeping my overhook. I'm not switching, I'm not grabbing my leg. The moment I grab my leg, he can now control my leg and move back to the inside space, right? So when I land here, I'm keeping this overhook, I'm keeping this pinched, and I'm just blocking this arm, right? I'm just trying to keep my knee to the inside, and I'm trying to keep it up against him. You know, if it goes to the mat, he can start working to, start all of this stuff, and then I have a battle on my hands, right? So I'm just trying to stay right in here. From here, my goal is to get my right foot to his hip, right? So I'm just bringing it through, right? If I've done a good job, I'm on my side, I have the inside space, this should be easy. And I'm already on his hip. Once I get to his hip, I'm gonna turn this knee to the ceiling. And I bring my foot to my knee. This is pyramid. This is where we're trying to get to. This is where we're gonna start launching all our attacks from. So the whole battle is getting to pyramid. This is where everything comes into play, right? So we're trying to get to this spot. Now from here, once I get to this spot, a lot of different things are gonna happen. He's either gonna push back into me this way. If he does, then we're playing a triangle dilemma, right? Or he's gonna try to put weight on this bottom leg to push it back to the mat, and we're gonna clear his head. And we're gonna start playing in here, right? So we're just trying to get to that spot. So let's just go back to here. So I've landed, I got my overhook here. As I fall, you know, I'm bringing the leg out, I'm gaining that inside space, and I'm just keeping my elbow inside his arm and trapping his tricep, right? So we're here. So I have control, right? If I just push his arm out and I don't grab his tricep, he can pull his arm back and come back over the top, right? So I want this control here. Once I get that, foot to the hip, turn the knee to the ceiling, foot to my knee, pyramid, right?
At any point before you put your foot to the hip, are you stapling his leg with that bottom leg, or are you not worried about it?
It depends on where I'm trying to go. Like when this is live, like I'm trying to get here as fast as I can.
Okay.
Right, if I'm gonna play this game. If I wanna play a Carmi game, then I keep the hook.
Okay.
Right? So, but for now, like I'm landing once I get here and I get to this spot, I'm just trying to get the foot to the hip, turn the knee to the ceiling, because now like my knee acts as a block, right? Even if I let go of this, now to fight to come back in, he's got to pick that arm up, which puts him in a triangle, right? So my grip on this, once I get my knee to the ceiling, becomes really lax, because I want him to fight out of this grip, because as he does, he opens himself up, right? And the same way I cleared my foot on this side when I landed, I pushed my knee into him to circle my foot around to get my triangle, right? So we'll play with that first, and then we'll play with the head clearing situation. So again, we'll go back to here. So I landed here, I sat him up, I fell to my side, the piece we just added, I made it to here. So now I'm just getting my foot to his hip, turn the knee to the ceiling, and now I'm just gonna give real light control so he breaks that grip, and he starts trying to pummel his hand back in. I bring the leg over the top, catch my triangle, finish the choke. All right, let's do it, 3, 2, 1. Same way, so we're gonna keep getting more and more reps of this. Coming in, I own this inside space, he pushes back, I get my overhook, get my collar tie. I'll sit, when I land, I'm not gonna stay on my back. I'm gonna sit him up, right? So I'm in here. So we got this. I've got my overhook. I still have my collar tie, right? From here, I'm falling to my right side. As I fall to my right side, this elbow is going to start looking for inside space inside his arm. My left knee is going to come up and control his shoulder to help control his posture because I'm letting go of his head, right? If I just let go of his head, he can just posture up, right? So in order to keep his posture broken, as I fall, my left knee has to come up, which allows my right arm to come out, right? So now he can't posture up, because my knee is now controlling him. Does that make sense so far? Right? So we're getting to here. So let's go back here. We're just gonna add this piece. So I'm here, I've got the overhook, my collar tie, I've set him up. So as I fall towards the collar tie side, my other leg comes out. As it comes out, what I'm doing to bring it out is I push my knee in so my foot comes out, right? I'm not trying to pull it out this way. My knee pushes into him, so my foot circles around and comes to his shoulder. And that allows my arm to come inside and own the inside space, right? I want to own this because the next move is we're going to be bringing our knees through. So we're trying to get to that spot, right? So we're just going to add this component first, one more time. So we're here. As I fall, my knee comes in, my foot comes out, pinch, and own the inside space, right? We're just adding that piece. Keep doing the full takedown and add that in. Let's hit it. 3, 2, 1. Get to this position. We're in what we call New Jersey, and when I'm trying to clear my foot to his hip, we're now calling that the Battle of New Jersey. So we used to call it home base, but we changed it apparently. So, so now we're calling it the Battle of New Jersey. So the battle is trying to go from New Jersey to Pyramid. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you're going to encounter there. So let's come this way. Yeah, so everybody, because you're going to want to see from this side. Right? So when I first land and I get here and I'm in this spot and we're here, this is called New Jersey because my foot's on the inside. If it's on the outside, this is called New York, right? So we call this New Jersey instead of New York because nobody wants to be in Jersey. Right? So, and nobody wants to be there. That's why it's called Jersey. So, there are plays from here, but the control isn't as good. So that's why the battle is getting to the pyramid. Because if I can get to the pyramid, I'm going to have much better control. Right? So, from here, the big thing is owning that inside space. You know, he knows this too, so he's going to be fighting to gain inside space with his arm, right? And he's going to start playing these games where he's trying to push, and if he can keep my leg pinned, then he's going to start making his way past my guard, right? So when I land here and he gets to this inside space, and he's in here, yeah, he's going to do that a few different ways. He may just come in over the top and get tight. You know, and play from here and then start using his legs to start working his way around. Yeah, like he's doing here, right? So if he does this and he comes to here, I need to get back to the inside space. So there's 2 ways we can do this. The first one is I'm going to take my hand just under and I go palm to the floor. And then from here, I'm just punching my hand through. So I get here, I punch it in, peel it out, my knee comes in. Right? So again, we're in that spot. I'm coming here, punching in, pushing out, clear. Right? When my elbow's on the inside, my hand's on the outside, I can open his arm up to get my distance, right? If he's real tight, as long as my elbow's inside, I can push him out. Right? I cannot push him out real well with my hand. You know, so don't try to get in the habit of doing this because it's going to be a lot harder. But with my elbow, I can peel him out pretty easily. Right? So that's what we're looking to do. So he's here, I come under, punch this in, push it out, and then I get to my pyramid. Right? We get back to here. The other thing I can do is if he gets to that spot and he's tight, maybe I don't have the space, I can't get through there, I'm gonna turn my hand over and I stick it inside his arm. Once it comes inside his arm, I can turn it over and I can pull this arm up. And then now I can go back to my pyramid. All right, one more time with that one. So we're here, for whatever reason this one isn't working, I turn my hand and it slides in. Keep it super tight. It won't go in like this. But if you turn it like this, you can wiggle it through. It's a weird thing about the human body. So once I get it through, then I can turn it over, and I can pull it out, and I can go foot to the hip, and I can push this and get to my pyramid. All right? So let's play with those two first. So again, if he's inside, the first one, my hand comes under, I'm just punching it in, peeling it out, push, bring the foot through. The second one, I'm coming in like this, slide, pull it up, get my foot to the hip, slide it back in, push it out to get my knee to the inside. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Right? So we get here, I get here, I get my foot to the hip, I turn this up. He decides instead of trying to pull his arm back, he's gonna just smash my knee back down. So then I don't
throw out like
just smashes. He just goes, nope, I know what you're about to do. You're gonna try to triangle me. It's not happening. I'm gonna lay on this leg. All right, so he smashes it back down this way. All right, so we're here. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna reach up to the other side of his head to control his head. Because as I go, I'm gonna clear his head. As I go to clear his head, I'm removing the pressure on him, which allows him to posture up for a moment if I don't control with something else. Right? So I'm here, I control this, bring my foot over his head, I connect. And what was Ben saying? Oh, he's just grabbing like this now. He's just going palm to palm here. And he controls, and then he kicks.
He's gonna go with okay grip?
He's going like this.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But you can go S grip.
You can go S grip, you can go okay grip, you can go, typically when I do it and I land it in, I try to turn the blade in and then catch the gable, right? So that the blade is driving into his neck. So you can play with what feels more miserable to your partner. In here, I come through, turn this up. He's like, nope, I'm smashing that back down. You're not triangling me today, right? So I reach up, grab the back far side of his head, and now I can clear his head. When I go to clear his head, I'm not making a big circle. I'm already at this angle. I'm just straightening my leg to bring it over and it drops right in. Right? If you can't touch your toes, this might be hard. Right? So you may have to play with it. But if you can reach down and touch your toes standing, this should be easy. You're just straightening your leg. It's just hamstring flexibility.
Oh, okay.
Right? And we're getting here. And then once I catch, I'm just straightening this leg for the finish. Right?
It doesn't matter if your toes are pointing towards the ceiling or anything.
No. I mean, once I get there and I clear and I'm here, you know, the blade's gonna drive in under his neck,
Okay.
right? So I'm here. I just think about it like the leg press machine at the gym, right? You know, so I want to line my hips up, and then it's just like I'm pushing like on the leg press
Gotcha.
when I finish, right? Because that's where I'm gonna be the strongest. Make sense? Right? My legs against his neck, I think I'm gonna win most of the time. Right? Cool, let's play with it. 3, 2, 1. Turn my knee to the ceiling. Right? A lot of times here, the way to get him to clear his arm is I pull on it and I push with my knee. Right? And he's like, I don't like that. When I feel him pull, I let it go. And then we shoot. Right? So as I shoot this up, think about it like going to pyramid on the other side. My foot goes to his hip, I underhook his arm, I turn, and now look, it's like I'm in pyramid on the other side, just with my leg over his shoulder. This means if I can touch my heel to my knee, that means I can triangle him. Right? So once you get to this spot, I pull, push, he pulls out, here. I push off of his hip, I catch this underhook, and I bring my foot to my knee. So I'm in this like weird pyramid position on the other side. Now I have the choke. All right? Play with that. 3, 2, 1.